the most expensive aircraft concept ever designed. But don't let the $13 billion price tag fool you. The Dubai Prince's Lotus flying palace may never actually fly, but the specifications come with surprises. Anti-missile systems, concert halls, swimming pools, and operating costs that would exceed most countries' annual defense budgets. What happens when unlimited oil wealth meets aerospace engineering, and designers are told that budget constraints don't exist? And why does this airborne palace feature amenities that seem physically impossible at 40,000 feet? Today, we're breaking down the real specifications of this flying monument to excess, and whether $13 billion can actually buy a palace in the sky. Section 1. The Grand Entrance. Let's start where passengers would first experience this airborne masterpiece, the entrance. This aircraft doesn't just board passengers, it welcomes them into what designers call a flying five-star hotel. The numbers tell an impossible story. We're looking at a concept aircraft that's 800 feet long, 300 feet wide, and would require runways that don't currently exist. Step through the main entrance, and you're greeted by a grand atrium that spans 3 decks with a spiral staircase carved from what the renderings show as marble or exotic hardwoods. Crystal chandeliers weighing hundreds of pounds hang from reinforced ceiling structures. The entrance hall alone occupies more space than most private jets' entire cabins. The aircraft accommodates up to 88 guests across 44 suites, each one larger than luxury hotel penthouses. The owner's suite spans the entire nose section across 3 decks, providing over 5,000 square feet of private living space. Think presidential suite meets aerospace engineering meets physics-defying dreams. One feature that continuously astounds aerospace engineers is the swimming pool. Located on the upper deck, with transparent floor sections allowing views to the deck below, it features what designers claim would be advanced stabilization systems preventing water from sloshing during flight. The pool measures 25 feet long, complete with mosaic tile work and integrated lighting. Section 2. The living quarters. Moving deeper into this concept, the living quarters represent everything opulent about imagined airborne luxury. This isn't a typical aircraft with seats and overhead bins. Instead, you're looking at what designers call residential quality accommodations that ignore weight restrictions, fuel consumption, and aerodynamic realities. The centerpiece of the main level features a formal dining room seating 20 guests at a table that would require structural reinforcement to support its weight. Custom lighting fixtures illuminate the space with hand-blown glass. Floor-to-ceiling windows provide panoramic views, though aerodynamic specialists would point out the structural impossibilities of such large openings. The master bedroom occupies the entire forward section with a king-sized bed, sitting area, private office, and his and hers bathrooms featuring marble countertops, gold fixtures, and what the concept shows as a full-sized bathtub. The weight of marble and water systems alone would consume payload capacity that could carry dozens of passengers on commercial aircraft. Guest suites feature queen beds, ensuite bathrooms, entertainment systems, and personal climate controls. Each suite provides more space than first-class airline cabins, with design elements including silk wall coverings, exotic wood veneers, and custom carpeting. The renderings show attention to detail that would require hundreds of craftsmen years to complete. The real genius in the concept lies in the entertainment spaces. A concert hall with tiered seating accommodates 50 guests with professional sound systems and stage lighting. A cinema features 20 reclining seats with what designers claim would be isolation from engine noise and vibration. A wellness center includes treatment rooms, a gymnasium, and a prayer room with Mecca-direction indicators. Section 3. The claimed propulsion system. Now let's talk about what the concept claims would make this palace fly. The design shows multiple turbofan engines mounted on wings spanning over 400 feet. Before you accept these specifications as remotely feasible, understand that this concept pushes beyond current aerospace engineering capabilities. The concept claims engines would produce over 1 million pounds of combined thrust, dwarfing anything currently flying. For comparison, the Airbus A380, the world's largest passenger aircraft, uses 4 engines producing roughly 300,000 pounds of thrust combined. This concept would require more than triple that power to achieve flight. The real physics problems emerge in the performance claims. The concept suggests cruise speeds of 600 miles per hour at 45,000 feet. But the weight of marble staircases, swimming pools, concert halls, and structural reinforcements would push the aircraft to weights exceeding 2 million pounds. Current materials and engine technology cannot efficiently lift such weight while maintaining the claimed performance. Range specifications claim 10,000 nautical miles without refueling, enough to fly from Dubai to New York and back. But fuel consumption for engines powerful enough to lift this weight would be astronomical. We're potentially looking at 5,000 gallons per hour, meaning the fuel tanks would need to hold over 100,000 gallons, adding another million pounds to the aircraft's weight. The fuel systems alone would represent extraordinary engineering challenges that current technology cannot solve. Pumping fuel at rates necessary to feed engines this large while maintaining aircraft balances fuel burns requires systems that don't exist in current aviation. Section 4. The impossible amenities. One feature that sets this concept apart from reality is the integrated amenities that defy physics and aviation regulations. The anti-missile defense systems claimed in the specifications would require military-grade technology rarely installed on civilian aircraft. These systems detect incoming threats and deploy countermeasures, adding weight, complexity, and regulatory impossibilities that make commercial operation essentially impossible. The claimed soundproofing would need to isolate passengers from engines producing over 1 million pounds of thrust. Current technology can reduce noise significantly, but the concept suggests conversation-level sound in the cabin while at full power. This would require acoustic treatment, adding thousands of pounds throughout the aircraft structure. Climate control systems for an aircraft this large with multiple climate zones would require equipment rivaling commercial building HVAC systems. The power demands for heating, cooling, and humidity control would require auxiliary power units larger than engines on regional jets. The elevator system shown in renderings would need to operate reliably while the aircraft climbs, descends, and encounters turbulence. The mechanical systems, safety features, and structural requirements for a multi-deck elevator in an aircraft exceed current aerospace engineering capabilities. Section 5. The crew requirements. Operating a concept aircraft of this magnitude would require a crew unlike anything in current aviation. This isn't a standard aircraft with 2 pilots and a few flight attendants. This concept would need specialists in aviation, hospitality, security, and engineering, working in coordinated shifts throughout every flight. The flight crew would require multiple pilots rated for aircraft exceeding 1 million pounds, though no such rating currently exists since no such aircraft exists. Flight engineers would monitor systems too complex for automated management. Navigation specialists would handle flight planning for an aircraft requiring runways and fuel stops that don't currently support aircraft of this size. The cabin crew would include a hotel manager, chief steward, housekeeping staff, concierge services, security personnel, and hospitality staff providing service standards exceeding 5-star hotels. The galley would require executive chefs and culinary teams producing restaurant-quality cuisine for 88 guests. Crew quarters would occupy significant space, requiring private or shared cabins for potentially 50 crew members. While not as luxurious as guest accommodations, they would need to meet regulations for crew rest during ultra-long-range flights. The crew areas alone would add thousands of pounds to the aircraft's already impossible weight. The operational complexity extends beyond the crew. This aircraft would require maintenance facilities that don't exist, hangars larger than current buildings, and ground support equipment custom-built for an aircraft of unprecedented size. Section 6. The regulatory impossibilities. One consideration that makes this concept purely theoretical is certification. Aviation authorities worldwide enforce strict regulations governing aircraft design, construction, and operation. This concept would violate numerous regulations, making commercial operation impossible under current frameworks. Weight and balance calculations for an aircraft carrying swimming pools, marble staircases, and concert halls would require new certification categories. The center of gravity shifts as water moves in the pool, or passengers relocate throughout the aircraft, would create control challenges that current flight control systems cannot manage. Emergency evacuation regulations require all passengers to evacuate within 90 seconds. For an aircraft this large with multiple decks and 88 passengers, meeting this requirement would be essentially impossible. The structural modifications required to add sufficient emergency exits would compromise the luxury features that define the concept. Fuel tank placement and capacity regulations exist for safety reasons. An aircraft requiring 100,000 gallons of fuel would need tanks throughout the wings and fuselage, creating weight distribution challenges and fire safety concerns that current regulations prohibit. Section 7. The claimed operating costs. Now for the theoretical economics. What would it cost to operate this concept if it could actually fly? Industry analysis suggests operating costs could exceed $100 million per flight hour. Let me explain why this number, while seemingly absurd, might be conservative. Fuel consumption at 5,000 gallons per hour at $8 per gallon equals $40,000 per hour in fuel costs alone. A 10-hour flight would consume $400,000 in fuel. Crew salaries for 50 specialists on duty simultaneously would add tens of thousands per flight hour. Section 8. The reality check. The ownership story for this concept represents ultimate fantasy rather than achievable reality. While the renderings look impressive and the specifications sound amazing, fundamental physics, engineering limitations, and economic realities make this aircraft impossible with current or foreseeable technology. The Dubai Prince's $13 billion flying palace concept by Lotus features swimming pools, concert halls, and 44 suites across 3 decks, but represents an aerospace impossibility that violates physics, regulations, and engineering realities. The question is, does this concept represent aspirational design pushing boundaries of imagination, or is it simply clickbait disguised as aerospace engineering that will never progress beyond computer renderings? If you enjoyed this reality check on the world's most expensive vaporware, a like and subscription would mean the world. And for those who want to see aircraft that actually fly, click here to watch our video on the real cost of owning a Bombardier Global 7500. See you in the skies.